seeing hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid. I was like, let's look into hyaluronic acid. I wanted to talk about my journey with my skin because it has been a hard one. Honestly, it's been a roller coaster, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. I know some people who had like really perfectly good skin all their lives. My friend, one of my friends, I started being friends with her in primary school, and we're still friends to this day. She has always had good, perfect looking skin. I have never seen that girl with a black spot. I've never seen that girl with pimples. I don't even know if she knows what a pimple looks like on her own skin. She's always had really perfect skin. So I know there are people who've never struggled, but I also know that there's a lot of us who've struggled with skincare. And what I really don't like about that is that um each person has different things that work for them, but I also think it's something so fascinating to me. It's so amazing that we can all look the same but have different struggles with our skin, and some people not struggle at all. I find that very fascinating. But I basically started having really bad skin, I want to say around age 11 or 12, maybe. I don't know. Maybe 12, 13. I don't know. I don't actually know. But I started really having bad skin. So I was using the normal Vaseline. We all know Vaseline. And it just wasn't working for me anymore. Hold on. I'm just going to moisturize my hands because my hands are dry. Clicks also heavily body. It's actually a body lotion, but it comes in a smaller pack. It's actually a travel size body lotion, but I like to use it, and it's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite things, honestly. And I actually have the matching hand sanitizer. It's the Bye Bye Stress one. I love the scent so much. I don't know why I like it, but I like it so much. But yeah, my hands are really dry because of all the soap that I was using when I was washing my face. Anyway, let's get back to the skincare. So when I first started having big issues with my skin, I personally was not even aware of it. I mean, I'm autistic. We don't notice such things. But my mother was hyper aware of my skin. My mother was always just wanting to do something with my skin, and it really crushed my self-esteem, honestly. And it wasn't that I had pimples that made me feel that made me have a low self-esteem, but it was rather if my mother noticed it, and my mother was so shocked to see my skin turn out this way. How else are people supposed to look at me? So I really felt very self-conscious growing up when I started having pimples, because I was like, oh frick, my mother's worried about it. It must be so bad if my own mother's worried about it. I tried everything. I think I tried Oxy. I tried Young Solution. I tried Clearasil. I tried a lot of things. I tried a whole lot of things. I didn't know what to do. I don't even think I remember everything that I've tried, but those are the three that I remember because those are the first three routines that I tried. And what's crazy was that these things were expensive. Like, I don't know why is skincare expensive. At the time, I was obviously just using Vaseline all over my body, and all of a sudden, I'm buying this thing. It's like 120 a tube. I'm like, what? That is expensive. It was so expensive. But I used so many different things, and I don't know, it just didn't work. Nothing ever worked until around 2017. I want to say I started noticing my skin clearing up. Now, I don't know if it is because changed my skincare routine. I didn't actually change my skincare routine because I was using Protex, like the soap Protex. I was using Protex on my face and on the rest of my body, and I was literally using Nivea body lotion. I think it's the almond one. I think it's that one. I'll pop up a picture of it somewhere here. I was using that one all over my body, like my face, everywhere, and I don't know. My skin was looking okay. I want to say my skin was okay. I wasn't struggling with pimples. My skin was not dry, and then I came home. You see, black people. Okay, at least where I grew up, a lot of people are hyper aware of how the water in a certain place treats you. And at the time, I was in Midrand. I was studying at Pearson Institute and I was mid-rand and my skin was good. I came to Qwaqwa. I went to Qwaqwa, I went to the Telmaduki and my skin was horrible. My skin broke out in the worst pimples that I'd had in years. And then I changed my skincare. That was in 2017. I changed my skincare and started using um Dove. Is it Dove? Yes, it's Dove. The little bar soaps. And it worked. It worked very well for me for a while, but then it stopped working. And I was going up and down trying to figure out what's happening with my skin. And people are like, oh, your skin is oily, so you need to stop using oily things and use things for dry skincare. And then I went to using the African extract rooibos lime, and it was that the purifying one. I don't even have the things anymore, the containers anymore, and I just checked them out. I literally just checked them out when we were cleaning up for December, but I used that. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'm gonna have a lot of things to look for, but yeah, I started using that, and it made my skin worse. The pimples would go away, but then they'd still come back, and I was kind of like, what is happening here? And then I decided to do some research on skin, on my skin and stuff. And I remember finding out that your skin can be dry in the sense that it does not have any hydration, so there's no moisture in it, and it can also be dry that there are no oils. So your skin is either oily or dry, or and then I started understanding why skincare stuff had things like or for dry skin or for combination skin and such stuff. Um then I started using this one because I was like, okay, my skin is dry at some parts and some parts are oily. I started using this. This is the Click Skincare collection. I started using this, and this is like wash. It's a cream. It's not soapy. It does not sud. This is a cream. So I used this, and I used the toner that I threw out because it was finished. And the toner was okay, but it wasn't doing anything for me. And then I also used the day cream and the night cream. I still have the sample sizes here. This is the night cream sample size, and this is the day cream one. It had SPF 15. This is when I started being obsessed with SPF because I started seeing a difference in my skin. But I used that, but they weren't doing anything for me except just keeping my skin as is. But I would still experience drying in some spots and being oily in some spots. It was a hassle. And then I went and spoke to a doctor. I was at a doctor's one time. I can't even remember what I was there for, but I was sick. I remember I was sick. So I went to Dr. Van Veek and I was like, yo, what's up? So Dr. Van Veek and I have always had like many conversations, even outside of like whatever issue brings me to his office at the time. So if I'm sick with the flu, for example, then we'd start branching out and talking about other things. So one of the days that I was there, we started talking about skin or skincare rather, and he was like, oh, it seems to me, let me take a look at your skin. And he said, I'm not a dermatologist, but it seems to me that your skin is really dry, so maybe you might want something with that would hydrate your skin. Then he was explaining the whole thing to me about the oils in your skin and hydration and I was like, okay, you know what, that actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if the angle changed. I'm sorry if it did. But yeah, he was like, okay, it seems to me that your skin needs to be hydrated because your skin is dry, but it's also acne prone. I was like, yeah, it is. And he was like, okay, I don't know what products you can use, but I would say go to a dermatologist. And I was like, yeah, I'll talk to my mom about it. And I left, and I was like, I'm not going to see a dermatologist because it is expensive. I will not go to a dermatologist. My medical aid will not cover dermatologist costs. I'm not going. I'm not going. So I didn't go. But then I started doing my research. And once I had a conversation with a dermatologist, I was in Bethlehem, I remember. I was in Bethlehem, it was around 2018 ish, and or 2019 maybe. It was 2020, yes, it was 2020 before the pandemic hit. And I was in Bethlehem, and my mom and I were like just shopping around and stuff, and we started talking about skincare because my mother was looking for a specific brand of skincare that she used to use, but she couldn't find anymore. So we started talking about skincare, and this dermatologist was like, "Oh, let me tell you, I'm a dermatologist, and um, this is what I would recommend for this type of skin." So she mentioned a product whose name I forgot. She mentioned that product, and product was freaking expensive. She mentioned two products actually. One of them was a face wash, and the other one was a cream. And she was like, go to Clicks. You will find them. If you don't find them at Clicks, you're going to go online. You're going to find them at the Clicks online, or you're going to find them at Discam. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, sure. I'll go check them out. I went home, and those things, because I think one of them was like 320 something, and the other one was like 295 at the time. At the time. And I was like, what? I will not. I'm sorry. What? Absolutely not. I thought that was so way expensive. I am not spending that much money on skincare, on anything for that matter. If it's not clothing, I'm not spending that much money on it. At the time, for 200 and something, you could still get a decent piece of, or a decent garment. But clearly, it's not the case now. Clearly not. But anyway, we're not talking about that. I was like, no, that's so expensive. I'm not buying that. But then I took a look at most of the ingredients on the ingredient list. Does this have an ingredient list? Oh, they do. So I looked at most of the things at the on the ingredient list, and I went home and I was kind of like, what ingredients hydrate your skin in skincare products, something along those lines. And hyaluronic acid kept popping up. I kept seeing hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid. I was like, let's look into hyaluronic acid. So I Google searched hyaluronic acid, and I can't tell you exactly what I saw because I forgot. But all that stuck with me was that it would hydrate your skin, so it would, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how it works. Does it like hold on to like the water in your skin or something? Like you don't lose as much water as you normally would. I don't actually know. Or improves how much water your skin absorbs. I don't actually know. But I was like, okay, it looks like it'll solve my problems. So then I went on a 3 month search for products with hyaluronic acid, and I never ever came across Neutrogena on any of my research, which was weird to me. It was very weird. Until one time I was watching, it was in 2020, I guess. Yeah, it was later in 2020, around September-ish. I was watching this girl on YouTube again, and she was like, oh, and I found this, and it was literally Neutrogena. It was this thing. And I was like, hold on. It was actually this product, this exact product. And I was like, hold on, I've seen that in Clicks. I never used to pay much attention to the skincare section in Clicks, but then she spoke about it, and I was like, okay, I want to go take a look at it. And at the time, I was still using the Clicks skincare collection one. And I went and I looked at it, and I was like, okay, this looks very, very good. So I was like, I'm going to finish off the ones that I have currently, and then I'm going to buy Neutrogena. So then I misplaced this face wash. I misplaced the face wash first, and I didn't know where it was. So I needed to buy face wash, and then I ran out of the moisturizer. So then I was like, okay, cool. This is my chance to change my skincare routine. I'm literally missing my face wash, and I do not know where I'm gonna get my moisturizer. And I was like, okay, cool, it's fine, let's just do it. I went shopping and I changed it. My mom was like, why are you changing products again? I was like, I'm changing products because these are the products that I think might work. It's a trial and error sort of situation. I tried them, they worked. So I've been using them since 2020, and it works wonders. I love it. So far, so good. And yeah, someone was like, oh, use this, the rose water, of course, and they was using the Mario Podolsky one, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy that. But then I came across this, and I was like, okay, that's fine, that will do. So Neutrogena, please add rose water, thank you so much. But then I started using that, and it's been working fine, and I finally feel I used to feel very I used to have a very low self-esteem, and I used to feel ugly basically. And I used to think, oh my goodness, nobody's ever gonna want to look at me. I'm gonna have to walk around with a veil on my face because my skin will be so bad. And yeah, I just realized that it's not gonna work. I can't be not confident with my skin. And my skin is not perfect. My skin is not where I want it to be, where I need it to be. I don't know if my skin is healthy. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But no, I'm confident. Even if I wake up and there's a huge pimple there, I'm like, you know what, this is my skin. I'm just gonna let it do whatever it needs to do. Because I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to look perfect and to have perfectly clear skin. And if you have perfectly clear skin, good for you, man. I'm happy for you. But I think we need to be realistic with our skin. And also, just because you have clear skin doesn't necessarily mean that your skin is healthy. Healthy skin needs to be left alone to do whatever it needs to do. Use the products that work for you, products that are right for you. Don't let your skin be dried out. And drink water. I recently got a water bottle that I am freaking obsessed with. I've always been obsessed with bottles that have these kind of straws, as a straw, and then as I've always been obsessed with them. So I've always used the regular Tupperware bottles. We all know them. We've all seen them. I don't think I have one here. I don't have one. They're all in the kitchen because I stopped using them in the past week. But I had that, and I used to hate having to unscrew the bottle top every time. I actually do. It's right here. This one. I actually hate the idea of unscrewing the bottle top each time I want to drink water and screwing it back on. I'm lazy like that. Like, I'll be like, I need water, and I think, let's just wait a while, and then 30 minutes later I'm like, okay, fine, let's drink the water. But I would always go to the kitchen, grab a glass, and grab a straw and drink water. So I saw this and I was like, maybe this will encourage me to drink more water, and it has. So drink water. Use hyaluronic acid if you have dry skin, much like myself. And yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with hyaluronic acid. I don't think you can, unless of course you use too much of it. But I don't think you can go wrong. So yeah, I tried that, and it's been working for me, and I'm happy with, at least with these three products. I am 1000% happy with them. I'm happy with these three products. I would recommend them 1000% to everyone who struggles with dry skin. And even if you don't necessarily struggle with dry skin, but I would recommend them. And of course, this is something that it's still on trial. Basically, it's still on trial. I've been using it for a week, and I will hold off on any comments and opinions until I finish the bottle. So just so it's fair, because I don't know, I can't say, oh, it 1000% works. What if it stops working 2 weeks down the line? My skin's like, I'm not having any of this. So yeah, I'll hold off on any judgment on that one. And then with this one, I would say, go get it. Go get it. It feels great. It's very refreshing, and also it doesn't just work as a hydrating face mist, but you can also use it to prime and fix makeup, which I can testify that it worked. One time I put on makeup because I wanted to film something. I think I was filming a TikTok or something, and I didn't need the makeup to stay on for very long, so I didn't necessarily need setting spray, and I just wanted it to look good. So I used this, and it my makeup looked good. My makeup looked freaking good at this. It looked freaking good at this. It looked so much better than when I wasn't using it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I am so thankful for each and every single one of you. Today is actually Christmas Day, and it is night time. Hold on, what time is it? Let me tell you. It is 11:06. So yeah, it's nighttime. And I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and I wish you the best of luck with everything that you do. And let's go out with a bang. Thank you guys for tuning in. Goodbye. I love you.